ahead, this is where I arrived yesterday. Of course, not with the trains. You can see it's very big, a very big train station. But with the buses, like one over that side. And that is the building that was shining and so nice and so beautiful at night. So greetings, good people, and welcome to Copenhagen here in Denmark. It's a very beautiful day, very bright weather, and I love it. I'd missed this type of sun before. I don't care. I'd rather sweat than freeze. Anyway, so I'm going to be taking you around Copenhagen today, and I want to bring you along with me. Come with me and let's go. I'm super excited. I got here last night. The weather was terrible, but right now the sun is out and the weather feels like really nice and good today. So I want to take you around Copenhagen in this episode. And you know, this is country number 13 I'm doing. I set out a goal earlier this year that I wanted to do 23 countries in 2023, so 10 more to go, and I hope we can go beyond 10, because I think this year is the year that I'm like really doing intensive traveling. And now after that, the kind of adventure I'll be doing will definitely change, so stay tuned. And to everyone who's returning, thank you so much. In case you're not subscribed, in case it's your first time here, please subscribe to the African Tigress. Join the best adventurous squad or team here on YouTube, and let's go. This is Copenhagen. The weather is amazing today. Amazing compared to when I got here yesterday. So this is actually a very popular place here. I did my little research about things to do and places to visit and a little bit of history about Copenhagen, and of course I found out this Tivoli Gardens is among the top things that people love to do, especially if you're an adrenaline junkie. Look at that. Oh my goodness. They're going up. The moment they're gonna get to the top, they're going to drop suddenly. Oh my goodness. Reminds me a lot about bungee jumping. Let me see. Look at that drop. Oh my goodness, that's so scary. I'm so scared. Okay, I love heights. I've done it, but you know, in Kenya we always say sometimes ni vizuri kushtua moyo, like sometimes it's good to shock your heart a little bit, and that's exactly what this does to you. So let's keep going. I don't have much time for activities, and then look at this slide, going around all this marshy slide. I can't. Police. So I'm trying to go to a place. Oh my goodness, it's too windy. I'm going to a place called Nyhavn, I think. I'm not so sure if that's how it's pronounced. And now we are at a place that looks like Amsterdam. Look at this. Canals and boats and water and those colored buildings over there. Does this remind you of Amsterdam? The canals, and then when you turn to this side, all the colorful buildings, the red brick and all that. Anyway, let's proceed to, I can't pronounce it. Wow, I just feel like I'm walking in Amsterdam for sure, for sure. This place reminds me so much of Amsterdam, especially that side. I need to cross over the road and walk on that side. Hello. Let me go to this side. Hello, you from here?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, like, this place looks like Amsterdam.
Oh!
Yeah.
I actually never been to Amsterdam, so I can't even tell you.
Oh, what's this place?
This place here?
Yeah.
What?
Like, what's the name of this area?
This area here is actually called a little bit around the canals, because right here we have what do you call this? Christiansborg. You know where all the politicians is?
Yeah.
Here.
The
politicians.
What's that?
You know, when the government.
Oh yes, yes, the politicians. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the area, the government offices and all that. Oh, all right. And what do you like about Denmark?
Denmark.
Yeah.
You know, the people.
The people.
Yeah.
How the people?
We are a little bit extra, let's say, like polite. We are a little bit more open. That's what I've been telling.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm working as a cosmetic nurse, so I have a lot of customers, you know, every day.
Yeah.
From, you know,
all over. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I think that Denmark is a very good country.
Yeah, it is. It is beautiful. I just got here last night, so I'm going around exploring and all that. Yeah.
A lot of seeing here.
So any other place you'd recommend I check out?
Around when you go to you know, the streets where you are with all these what do you call that, the boutiques, where you are buying stuff and things like that.
Yeah, shopping. Yeah.
Around downstairs there you can see a lot of old what do you call that, buildings as well. Around Tivoli. The what do you call that,
Tivoli Gardens.
Amusement.
Yeah, the amusement park. Yeah, I just came from that side. Yeah.
And what more? Christianshavn. Yeah, as well. You can. The next bus I'm taking here is actually going at that place here.
All right.
The opera house.
Opera house.
Well.
Okay, what food would you recommend? Like, what Danish dish would you?
What do you call that? It's not that Danish, but hot dogs is actually very good here in Denmark.
Called?
Hot dogs.
Oh, hot dogs.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
All right.
Typical Danish food like potatoes and, you know, meatballs and things like that.
All right.
That will be very good.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. So I'm here in the streets of Copenhagen. So I just met a sister here. Hello.
Hi. Isabel.
Isabel, where are you from?
I'm from Maryland.
Yeah.
College Park, Maryland. I go to University of Maryland, College Park.
Oh, College Park. So what are you doing in Amsterdam? God, I'm saying Amsterdam. Copenhagen. I just came from Amsterdam. That's why.
Yes.
What are you doing in Copenhagen?
I'm studying abroad. I'm studying European clinical psychology.
Yeah. So how long you gonna be here?
I'll be here till December, maybe longer, but for now I'll be till like December 15th.
December 15th. What do you like, or how are you finding Copenhagen so far?
I love everything about it. I think the buildings are beautiful. I was able to see some museums. I think they have beautiful art. The people are really nice. The food is good. So the weather is really nice too. So far, so good. I'm finding the weather. Yesterday it wasn't as good. Yeah, yesterday it wasn't good. It was raining a lot.
Yeah, I got here with the rains and I was like, oh my goodness. But today the weather is really beautiful. Are you facing any challenges so far? Any challenges in Copenhagen?
At first I had a little bit of some challenges like getting around.
Yeah.
But so far I don't think I have any other challenges. I think it's been pretty smooth.
pretty smooth. All right. So are you originally from the US, born there?
I was born in the US. I was born in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
But both of my parents are from Accra, Ghana.
Oh, have you been to Accra?
I have. I've been twice. Once was... Actually, have I been there 2 or 3 times? I've been there 3 times.
Yeah.
First time was when I was little, I was 6. Second time I went when I was like 19. And the third time I went just to visit my dad, who lives in Ghana.
Oh, so your dad is in Ghana. Oh, what do you like about Ghana?
The food. The food is amazing. There's also lots to do. Like I was able to go to a resort and like see some sights, see some animals. So there's lots to do. Fun people.
Do you wanna give yourself a shout out on social media?
Oh sure, my Instagram is it's ONLYYIZ.
Yeah.
My Snapchat, I don't know if I should put my Snapchat, but it's
whichever
OG
you want.
underscore IZZZ.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
These clouds keep hiding the sun, but anyway, we'll continue. It's always a pleasure to meet fellow Africans, and also like people who are also willing to be helpful with information and all that when you are traveling. So right now we continue with our journey to that place, and the views here are giving me Amsterdam. Look at this. Everything here. I've seen a group of people canoe. Unfortunately, let me say I took it on the phone. So follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, you'll get to see some of the videos that they don't make it to YouTube. You'll get to see it there on my stories and my posts and all that. But anyway, let's enjoy Denmark, Copenhagen. And you're gonna see a lot of these Vikings because we are now in Scandinavia and this is the land of the Vikings. The sun is a very precious commodity here. So on a good day, on a sunny day like this, you're gonna be out enjoying this. Well, so now we are in this very touristic place. You can always spot all this touristic. This is like the shopping area in downtown. So in case you're solo traveling and you don't know where to go or where to start, I just met a free group walking tour, so I'm joining this tour here.
And you probably picked up on my accent already that it's not very Danish.
No.
I actually come from Australia, but I've been living here in Copenhagen for the last 21 years, so I know more about Copenhagen and Denmark than all my Danish friends put together. So where are you folks from over here?
United States.
US of A, well welcome to the States. And you're from?
Kenya.
Kenya, welcome from Kenya. And over there, man, where are you from?
Mexico and Scotland.
That's a weird combination. You would have found out who this guy here is, because that guy's name is Bishop Absalom, and he's the founding father of Copenhagen. Also on our grand tour, you would have found out that Copenhagen and Denmark, Denmark and Sweden, I should say, they've had a lot of wars over the centuries. Denmark and Sweden, they've had about 11 wars with each other over the centuries, so there's a little bit of history there, and we'll be talking about that history today as well. Okay, look, the concept of these tours is very, very simple. I don't get paid 1 cent for doing these tours, so we leave the payment up to you guys. If you've enjoyed the tour, I gratefully accept a tip at the end. Simple as that.
So how long is the tour, they said?
An hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna do that other.
Story about the merman and his 7 sons. You're welcome to get up there, you get a pretty good view looking down that
Which
way.
sculpture?
Wow. Underwater.
There's an underwater sculpture?
You see it?
Oh yeah, there's an underwater sculpture. I don't know.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Where is home now?
Yeah, it's nice. Sculpture on the water.
So still here exploring Copenhagen, and that building looks just like the Amsterdam Central Station. So a thing about these European cities, they all kind of look the same. All of them, they kind of look the same. Once you've been in one, it's like you've been in all the rest. Anyway, so still checking out Copenhagen. I'm part of some trip, and also, you know, just trying to understand it and summarize it for you. So this is the bridge in the Danish krona. They're called krona, crown. Is it crown?
That bridge over there is the Lovers Bridge.
Oh, the Lovers Bridge. Yeah. They put padlocks there.
The kissing bridge.
Oh.
It opens, and when it comes together, they said it looks like it's kissing.
Ah. All right. You see all these bridges open.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if big vessels are passing.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a cute little restaurant up there.
Yeah.
Wow. The weather is so beautiful today. It looks so nice, and the water looks so blue. When it's raining, it's like too much water. I thought we were going that way.
Which way?
Towards that side. That's what he said. Wow, so we're now getting into Christian Town. This place used to be an industrial town with industries and all that, but it's become gentrified, so it's like a cool neighborhood right now. So let's take an adventure in Christian Town.
Come on in, folks. Right. So, Kenya, how long are you here in Denmark for?
How long I've been here?
How long are you staying in Copenhagen?
Still not very decided. Yeah.
Right. That's a good way to have them. Nice open plans.
Yeah.
All right, folks, come a little bit closer so we're not blocking up the path for everyone. And I want to have a talk about the church down the end of the street here. The church has actually got 3 different names. It's called Christian's Church, named after Christian IV, but it's also called the German Church because there used to be a big German community in this area. And the German community, they wanted to have their own services in their own language. Now, Christian IV, he didn't have a problem with that. He said, of course you can have your own services in your own language, but he said, I'm not going to pay for the church to be built. So therefore, the German community had to raise the money themselves. And to raise the money, they held lotteries, and that's how it got its 3rd name. So it's called Christian's Church, the German Church, and the Lottery Church. How many people here have seen the movie Pulp Fiction? Oh, yeah. Fantastic, isn't it? A lot of fantastic tunes. Now, 2 of the tunes in that movie were played by a guy called Link Wray. Anyone ever heard about that man, Link Wray? Well, he was rated as being the 45th best guitarist in the world, and he played a style of music called surfing music. But Link Wray played 2 of the tunes out of that movie Pulp Fiction, but he also played a very famous tune to a long-running TV program, and you guys all know the one word to this song. So what we're going to do, I'll start you off in this song, and then you all join in. Is that a deal?
Okay.
Wasn't a lot of enthusiasm. Okay. All right, if you don't join in, the tour's over. Simple as that. Now, I promise you will know the one word to this song. It goes like this. It goes, na 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 na. Batman. Thank you over there, thank you. Yeah, so Nick Ray, he wrote the TV series, the theme tune to the Batman TV show, and he also wrote a couple of tunes to that long-running, into that Pulp Fiction movie. And Nick Ray, he fell in love with a beautiful Danish girl. He used to spend quite a bit of time at Christiania, I believe, and he requested when he died, he be buried underneath the church. So if you'd like to go and say hello to Link Ray, he's buried in the crypt underneath the church. It's absolutely free to go in there. It's a little bit spooky, but it's also a bit of fun. So you should all be able to sleep pretty well now tonight, knowing that that's where Link Ray's buried. Let's head down this way, folks. All right. So, look, once again, welcome to Christiantown. Christiantown is a man-made island. If you'd been here just over 400 years ago, Christiantown didn't exist. It was a swamp. But who are the experts at reclaiming land from the sea? The Dutch. So there was a very strong Dutch influence on the island of Christiantown. Now, this guy, Christian IV, he wanted to develop the island of Christiantown for two reasons. The first reason was for his defence system. Sweden is only about 14 kilometres in that direction. So if Sweden was going to invade the city of Copenhagen, they'd have to come past the island of Christiantown. And Christiantown, he had his navy base at the end of this island here. So he would have been able to fire on the Swedish attacking Copenhagen. Now, he also wanted to turn Christiantown into a merchant's town. He wanted to create a bit of opposition for the merchants of Copenhagen. So therefore, he invited a lot of Dutch merchants to open up business here in Christiantown. Unfortunately, that side of things didn't go right, and that pretty much put Christiantown onto a downward spill. Christiantown ended up becoming a slum. But what they had to do, to build up the island of Christiantown, they had to bring in lots of stones and dirt and gravel, and that slowly built the island up. But that wasn't a very good idea to put down foundations for buildings. But the Dutch had the answer to this, and the Dutch said, what you do, you drive down these big wooden poles into the ground, and then you can build your city on top of those poles. Great idea. If they had filled up the holes around those poles with just dirt, but they didn't. They also threw in household garbage. And when that household garbage decomposed, that let in air pockets, and that started rotting away the wooden beams. And that way, we get a lot of those buildings are like that. So if you've ever been to Amsterdam, you would have seen some of those weird buildings that lean over like this, and they lean over like that, and they lean over backwards, they lean over forwards. And we have the same thing here in Copenhagen and in Christiantown. Check out the buildings, see the two windows over there? They're not quite right, are they? When we get down to the end of the street, you're going to see a building on the other side of the road that's just not quite right. Now, also, back in the pretty much from the 1930s, right up into the 1970s, there was a lot of buildings that were demolished here in Christiantown. A lot of the people who lived here in Christiantown, they would have been very, very poor. As I said, Christiantown was the slum of Copenhagen. So only the really, really poor people lived here in Christiantown. And they probably had jobs working on those factories along the harbour there. They wouldn't have had a lot of money. So they wouldn't have had enough money to even put a bit of paint on some of these lovely old buildings. So as time went by, a lot of the buildings got so beyond repair, they were either fell down or they were ripped down. As I said, pretty much from the 1920s right up until the 1970s, there was a lot of demolition here in Christiantown. This particular street, this is a really good example of some of the lovely old architecture you still have here in Christiantown. And then you put this building in here, and that's more of probably a 1960s sort of style of architecture. And as we're going down the street here, you're going to notice that the old buildings, they just stop. And then you've got the newer buildings. And if you look on this side of the road, all the way down the road, you'll see all the modern buildings on this side. Because what happened, back in the late 1920s, Copenhagen was expanding. And they need to get more and more people to the outer suburbs. And the street used to be at the end of this street. It was only wide enough for 2 trams to go past. So in the name of progress, all the buildings on this side of the road were demolished. So yeah, we lost a lot of beautiful old buildings here when they demolished all those. But as I said, Christiantown was a slum. Only the really, really poor people lived in Christiantown. My next door neighbour, he bought his apartment back in 1978, and his father said to him, "You're mad." He said, "You're absolutely mad." He said, "I'm not going to support you. You're mad buying in Christiantown. It's a slum." My next door neighbour, he had the last laugh. Real estate prices here in Christiantown, they're about 20,000 krona more per square metre than the next suburb in that direction. Wow. So yeah, real estate is a very sought after commodity here in Christiantown.
Since when?
Pardon?
Since when?
Well, you probably notice a lot of cities all around the world happen with this one. I mean, I know in Melbourne, where it used to be the bad suburbs, the old suburbs, and no one wanted to live there, overnight they became very, very popular. And it's the same here in Copenhagen. Christianshavn people used to turn their noses up at Christianshavn, but now they want to buy in Christianshavn because it's just done a complete turnaround. Yeah, so it's a very, very sought after area.
Right.
So is Denmark the only place you're visiting, or you're sort of off to...
I'm going to Bergen and then...
Oh, Norway, lovely.
Yeah.
I hope you've got a good rain jacket.
I do.
You will. There's a saying in Bergen that there's no such thing as bad weather, there's only such thing as bad clothing.
Yeah.
You have to invent a saying like that. I think there's something we can go on there. It's a very pretty place though. You might want to have a look at something called Norway in a nutshell. Just have a look at that, and there might be some things you might want to do on that because...
Red building is not quite right. So these are some of the buildings that were constructed from reclamation, and they included garbage, so the buildings ended up being bent here.
Pop around and listen to some of that beautiful music they play. About 2:30 around the park here, like the spice.
This looks just like Amsterdam. No way. No way. With the canals and all that. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Amsterdam. But this is Copenhagen, man. 100% like around where I was staying in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Exactly just like
Place at
this.
the back there just so other people can get past us. Now, I just want to have a quick talk about the bars over here. You'll see these bars all over Denmark. They're called bodegas. Actually, the local people, they have a different name from them. They call them the brown bars. And why they're called the brown bars is because you're allowed to smoke in these bars, and all the walls are coloured brown with nicotine smoke, and a lot of the customers are pretty much the same colour. Now, unfortunately, these bodegas, they're making a bit of a retro. They're making a bit of a comeback with the local Danish people. A lot of the younger Danes, they're taking up smoking again. I don't know why, but they are taking up smoking again. And these bars you're allowed to smoke in, and you can also get quite a cheap beer in them. So they're becoming very popular again, most of the younger Danish people, because you can smoke and have a good cheap beer. So if that's what you're after, if you like to have a cigarette and a beer in the one place, that's your answer. So go to a brown bar or a bodega, because you're allowed to smoke in all the bodegas all over Denmark. They brought in a stupid law back in about 2002, and they said if the bar is under 45 square metres, you're allowed to smoke in there. And that's how all these little bodegas kept alive, by changing that law. Anyway, let's continue on, and we might get a group photo when we get around the corner. So let's head down here and we'll turn left at the next street.
Right. I feel like I'm in Amsterdam. No way, like 100%. No difference. So from an industrial neighborhood to a hippie, little town that everybody wants to be in.
If you don't mind being in a photo, if you don't want to be in the photo, you don't have to. Folks, come on here, let's get a group. In the Netherlands this year. It's awful here. Just runny nose. Yes, they've been having it too, yeah. We just have to stop here.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it lovely?
It's different, yeah, lovely.
It's probably what I'd sort of call a Bavarian style. English people might call this a Tudor style, yeah, but I'd probably call it a Bavarian style, a more southern German sort of style. But if you can imagine, with this beautiful building here, if you could just imagine a fire burning close by, it wouldn't take long before these wooden beams would get so hot, they would just combust. then you got another fire in hands. So after 1728, they stopped making this lovely, beautiful old style of building, and they incorporated the wooden beams more in the structure, and that minimised the risk of fires. But I think you'll have to agree it's a lovely old building. It's only just been redecorated about 4 or 5 months ago. So I'm afraid they just don't make them like this anymore. Now, I mentioned before that they knocked down all the lovely old buildings on the other side of the road, all in the name of progress, so they could widen that road. But they did leave one building, and that's the building I'm going to talk about next. So let's come down here and I'll talk about that building, and then we'll go and talk about Christiania.
Sorry.
Before we go over towards Christiania, I just want to tell you a bit of the history about this building over here. And that building, that used to be situated right here in the centre of the road. But as they had to widen the road, everything was demolished on that side of the road except this one building here. And what they had to do, they had to put some jacks underneath it. They put it on railway tracks and they pushed it back to where it belongs today. Because that building, that used to be the toll house. So when the farmers had come in from Amager to sell their produce in the city of Copenhagen, they had to pay a toll before they were allowed to go over the bridge. And that used to be the toll house. So I'm very glad they kept that lovely historical old building.
Once you visited Copenhagen, then you basically visited Amsterdam, like in terms of architecture and all that. I just feel like I didn't move out of Amsterdam with this. Everything I'm seeing is just like Amsterdam. Anyway, so let's go and see this popular place. I think we need to go this way. It's called KENYAN, New Haven. It's like New Haven. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've also seen a lot of these bicycles where you carry somebody at the front, and I was actually told that those kind of bicycles where someone is sitting in the front, they were probably made in Christiania. Anyway, this is Denmark for you. If you watch my Netherlands videos, you would probably be like, African tigress, are you really in Denmark? Yes, guys, this is Denmark. We need to go to one of the most popular places. It's called New Haven. So just trying to use the maps.
Turn right at Overgate and Oven Bandit.
Overgate. I need to turn right somewhere around here. It's a beautiful day, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Oh, you can also spot, like, see people living on boats. All these people living on boats. These are houses. If you look closely, you can tell these people, they've grown their plants and all that. Just like Amsterdam. This is someone's boat house. Oh, you can actually see the owners of the boats. This is kind of a laid-back version of Netherlands.
Turn left.
Right? I guess we are almost there. We are almost there. Oh my goodness, some boat houses are really cute. Like that one with an upper floor. Damn.
Turn left towards Inderhouse Road.
This boat actually opens, not pot. I say boat, the bridge. A lot of bridges that I've noticed open to allow some vessels to pass through. For instance, like that's really big, really high to pass with a bridge down. So all these bridges are mostly foldable. You can see this is the support system over here that makes it easy.
Dear sir, am I bothering you?
It's a weekend. You can tell by the mood and the vibe and everybody around. It's a weekend. Everyone is out. No vehicles, just cycling lanes on top of water. It's a beautiful day, beautiful view. I hope I'm not going to get copyrighted. Look at this shape. Looks like those ones that we see in movies from the Vikings. This is how people enjoy. It's like a bow on water with their drinks, a boat. Look, everybody in the water with the sunset, with their wines and drinks and all that. Look at how the waterways are full right now. Damn. This is downtown Copenhagen. So unlike where I come from in Kenya, where downtown is like the bad area, so here downtown is like the posh, nice, shopping, active area. So here it is. Looking just like Amsterdam, outside the central station, Amsterdam Central Station. Looks like this with colorful buildings and all. That's the place. I spotted it. That is the place, the colorful buildings. That's the place you'll always get on your postcards from Denmark. We're gonna get closer there.
Is het almost for a long?
Yeah, but it's really in the road.
Apart from owning a plane, this is one thing I would love to own, a cruise ship. This is more like a big one. Wow. Look at him chilling. Hi, how are you?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm right.
Are you from Kenya? Nairobi?
How do you know?
I know, I can
You know me?
Yes.
Who am I?
I've seen you on is it Instagram or something?
Probably. And where are you from?
Uganda.
Oh, from Uganda.
But I'm from London now.
Oh, from London?
I live in London.
Oh, you live
I'm
in
born
London?
Uganda.
Oh, Uganda, Banange. Eh?
Banange. You said Banange, I thought you knew Uganda.
Oh, no, I know Banange. Banange,
Yeah, I'm staying on
Mukwan.
that grey flat there.
Oh, you're staying in that grey flat?
This is my
Hello.
friend, this is Moses.
Hi, Moses. How are you
from
doing?
Nairobi.
I'm from Nairobi. Yeah.
Unasemaje?
Kopoa na wewe. That's all you know. Because oh, so you visiting here?
Yeah.
For how long you gonna be here?
We're gonna be leaving on Tuesday.
Oh, back to London. Well, I hope you enjoyed this random tour of Copenhagen and you learned something new. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share and subscribe. Like I always say, sharing is caring. Go ahead and share this episode and see you on the next one.